the foremost cryptocurrency on the planet, that is Bitcoin, has had a surge in price to over $50,000 per Bitcoin.
It's a technology called blockchain, a global online database that anyone, anywhere with an internet connection can use. Unlike traditional databases, which are owned by central figures like banks and governments, a blockchain doesn't belong to anyone. And with an entire network looking after it, cheating the system by faking documents, transactions and other information becomes near impossible. Here's how it works. Blockchains store information permanently across a network of personal computers. This not only decentralizes the information, but distributes it too. So, how can a multi-purpose online database whose users include criminals work for everyday use? How does it stay relatively hack-proof? The answer is blockchain's millions of users. They make it difficult for any one person to take down the network or corrupt it. The many people who run the system use their own personal computers to hold bundles of records submitted by others. The records are known as blocks. Each block has a timestamp and a link to a previous block, forming a chronological chain. It's like a giant Google Doc with one key difference. You can view it and add to it, but you can't change the information that's already there. The blockchain enforces this by using a form of math called cryptography, which means records can't be counterfeited or altered by someone else. Blockchain's most famous application is Bitcoin. It's a digital currency that is created and held electronically, and you can send it to anyone, whether you know them or not. Bitcoin provides a level of anonymity we've not seen in modern times. That's because, unlike credit cards and PayPal payments, there are no middlemen such as banks and financial institutions asking for our personal information and home address. Instead, people from all over the world move the digital money by validating other people's Bitcoin transactions, earning a small fee in the process. Where the blockchain comes in is verifying the ownership of this digital cash and making sure only one person is claiming it as their own at a time. Banks and businesses are rushing to adopt blockchain database technology. In a survey of 308 senior executives at US companies with $500 million or more in annual...
When you want to buy something normally, using your normal bank card, this is what happens. I give my card details to the shop asks the bank if I'm good for the money. The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough in my account. If I do, it lets the shop know. It updates its records to show the movement of money from my account to the shop's. Oh, and it takes a little cut for its trouble. Now, if you wanted to remove the bank from that system, who else would you trust to keep those records and not alter them or cheat in any way? Well, I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust you. In fact, I wouldn't trust any single person. But I might trust everyone. The idea is you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many, many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. So, to buy something using cryptocurrency, I give the shop my details. The shop asks all the bookkeepers if I'm good for the money. The bookkeepers all check their records to see if I have enough. If I do, they tell the shop, and then all update their records to show the movement of money. So there's no way that a forged transaction can make it in. If I try to alter a ledger, it won't match all of the other copies. And it gets rejected. Oh, and one of them, at random, will be given a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. This is how cryptocurrencies work. And remember, all of these bookkeepers, all of these ledgers, they're not actually people. They're computers. Lots of computers.
So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a revolutionary technology that enables a new way to send payments over the internet. You can think of it as an open accounting system where thousands of computers all over the world work together to track ownership of digital tokens called bitcoins. When you send someone bitcoins, the transaction is broadcast to the entire network. After it's verified, it's recorded in a public ledger called the blockchain. The blockchain contains a record of every Bitcoin transaction that has occurred since the system began, and it's shared and maintained on the network, so everyone keeps the books, so to speak. Most currencies are issued by a central authority that controls the money supply. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer system, so there is no central authority. Instead, Bitcoins are issued to users who help process transactions in the network. This is known as Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin miners are specialized computers that do the work required to verify and record transactions in the blockchain. As a reward for their work, the miners earn Bitcoins, and this is how new Bitcoins are released into circulation. The system is programmed so that only 21 million Bitcoins will ever exist, and as time goes by, the mining reward decreases. The result is a predictable supply that's governed by scarcity, making Bitcoin somewhat like a digital gold. It's the first currency of the internet, and everyone is free to use it. With Bitcoin, you can send any amount of money to anyone, anywhere in the world, as easily as sending an email.